Hi guys, so this is a follow-up video looking at matches on tactical arbitrage. I looked at a few matches in my last video and that was all fine. Sorry it was a little bit crunchy at the start, the audio's, I don't know what I was doing, but there we go. Bad audio on first video on the channel. But this video is just looking at when you can't find matches and what to do with them. So, you know, we don't want to be creating mismatches willy-nilly, or else the system just doesn't get any better. But there's definitely mismatches, which should be the case that we should get a match for this. This is a really interesting twist, this one. It's Power Rangers are hugely popular. Here's a little toy. It's 16.5 centimeters high, articulated. She's got a little red gun on her holster. So this should be the deal. It's £19 from Smiths. It should sell pretty well on Amazon. So we go off and we're trying to find a match, as we see with this one here. Legacy Communicator. It's matched with some kind of crazy watch thing. So let's go and search on a title. Didn't find a result, but that's all right. That's how life is. Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Legacy Yellow. It should find. There's enough information there, enough of a string there for it to go off and find it. Let's go look at all the results, see if we find anything. No, it's got all sorts. It's got dad-sized costumes, some little plastic toys. Scrolling down here, I'm looking particularly for articulated toys like this guy. This is the kind of thing. Some crazy pricing going on in here. Turned off some of my Chrome extensions, which should tell me the BSR on these, but turned it off just to keep the screen clean whilst we're doing this video. So I'm not actually finding that item. Going to yellow. So this is very similar. This item here, selling for a big price, much higher than what Smiths is asking, but it's got two little swords. It's not the same item. This is a fancy dress costume, so some skinny wriggly person there. This is looking quite similar. Curious about this one here now. So only one photo, so it's a pretty crappy listing. That's probably why our item hasn't found it. It says Toys R Us on the box, so it's exclusive perhaps to Toys R Us. So this is really not a good match, but this is an interesting one because this is the sort of toy that should sell really, really well on Amazon. So on the one hand, we've got to say we can't find a match, and therefore we should mark it as a mismatch. So how do I do that in here? It's a note. This is encouraging me to save it. Cancel. I'm going to put it into a folder, and there's no folder there, so I'm actually going to cancel that, create a folder, have a new one, say interesting. I'll just say Bolo, be on the lookout. Create that. This is just a safe place to keep it, because I think if I got my hands on one of these and scanned it, I should be able to find it. But also I might be able to create a listing, and it's a good product to be selling. So that's all good. Go back into the Smiths list. Let's go and find this crazy dude in the yellow costume. But what's really interesting here, so this is the yellow dude. Going to add that to folder. That's not pretty, is it? What's happened here? What is going on? Why did that just jump around? It's reordered itself. I've clicked a column header. Right, so here we go. So we got dude in yellow, and I want dude in yellow saved to a folder. The folder is now my interesting products. Be on the lookout for. So I'll do a move. So that's all cool. Well, that's gone there. But at the same time, I want to mark that as a mismatch. So we don't want anybody else having to suffer that product for a match. So you should let me go into interesting Bolo. And I should have an option here to throw it in the bin, as in mark it as a mismatch. And I don't see it now. Now, let me just view data. No. So view data is the top level of receiving stuff, and definitely when you get this stuff coming in live from your scans that you're running, I've got this option here which is mark as mismatch. So is that just a column title, set column visibility, mark as mismatch? So that's pants that I can't mark it as a mismatch if it's already in a list. So I don't like that. That's nonsense. So I'm actually going to stop this video while I scratch my ass and have a think about what we need to do in the process flow, because we clearly can't mark mismatches if they're saved in list. We can mark them if they are at the top view level. So I might reach out to the tactical arbitrage team and say, please, can you give me the mark as mismatches button? We just look at this, mark selected as mismatches. It's up there on the top of the screen. Okay, so we might be back on. The game might be back on. Save list. They should have this button in the same place as before. Why move it? Why did you move it? Why did you make me sweat? Right, so I'm going to go into the Smiths folder. No, I'm not. I'm going to go into our Bolo folder because I moved this dude, didn't I? Right, so interesting Bolo. There's one list in there. I'm keeping it because I think I want to buy some and get it listed. I don't think there's a listing for it. I'm going to select it. Mark selected as mismatch. Nope, I cannot do mismatch marking from within a saved list, or a pick list as we call them in our procedures. So there we go. A bit pants, but I'm going to share this with Alex and just see what he thinks. Cheers, guys.